What is up, my maker friends? How's everybody doing today? Let me know down in the comments where you're joining us from. My name is Kerri, and I've got a YouTube channel called Mama Dares to DIY. If you want to see what's happening over there, hop on over and give it a like and a thumbs up and give it a follow. And yeah, we just have lots of fun over there on YouTube. I'm also on all of the other social media sites as Mama Dares to DIY. So if you are on those, definitely check it out. Y'all, I am here today because I want to share with y'all a really quick and easy tutorial. This only takes a few minutes to do, but it gives you such a great look. I'm going to be using the brand new stencil called Summer Bee today, and y'all, it is so pretty. This is a big 12 by 12 stencil. It is brand spanking new, and this is my first time to use it. I've got a friend who just loves bees, so I want to make her just a fun little happy that she can use as decoration in her kitchen, or it can also be functional. You're going to see what I'm talking about in just a second. In the meantime, if you want to win this beautiful stencil for yourself, you have the chance. All you've got to do is drop 3 of your friends' names down in those comments below. Tag them, let them join us and see what kind of fun we're having today. They're definitely going to want to watch this because this is going to make a great Christmas present. It's going to be super inexpensive. You can do this same tutorial with any of the stencils in the Maker Studio collection, so you can definitely find something to customize for all of those friends. So that's no talking, y'all. Let's jump on the workspace and get started. Okay, y'all, so we are on the workspace now and we're ready to get started. Now let's take another look at this beautiful stencil for those of you that might be just now joining us. This is a brand new stencil from a Maker Studio, and it's called Summer Bee. It's a big 12 by 12 design, and look at all these beautiful bees. Isn't that pretty? I also love all of the beautiful flowers that are in this design. You could pull out just sections of these flowers if you did not want to use the bees. So just kind of look at the different patterns that are in the design. They are so pretty. Okay, we're also going to be using some gold leaf today. If you've watched any of my other previous videos for Maker Studio, you know how much I love me some gold leaf. We also need the gilding size to go along with the gold leaf. I'm also going to be using some ceramic paint today. This is the No Bake ceramic paint, and this is the color black. I've got my new tools. These are brand new squeegee set. I love all of these tools. They're like a silicone material. They're really easy to clean, and when you're wanting to get down in these tiny little grooves, if you just wanted to do portions of your stencil, this new tool here is super cool. The material that I'm going to be using my stencil on today is actually this ceramic tile. I picked up these ceramic tiles on clearance at my local hardware store, and I did not know what I was going to do with them. So I just saved them for a rainy day, and that's perfect for this stencil. Isn't that going to be pretty? I plan on giving this to my friend. Now she can use this as a hot plate. She can use this as decoration. So actually it can be like a dual purpose gift. I'm going to be using a foam brush today. I'm not going to be using my squeegee tool simply because my tile here has some little divots in it, and I want to make sure that everything gets covered really well. I want to make sure my paint goes down in all of those holes. So I'm going to use my foam dome brush for this. I'm going to start off and put just a little bit of my No Bake ceramic paint onto a dish. This is my first time to use this brand new stencil, and I'm so excited. Let's take it out of our package. And y'all, when you get your stencils, you definitely want to save all of your packaging. It's going to come with like a little sheet here to keep it on a flat surface. And then your stencil is going to come attached to a backer board. When you take your stencil off, you definitely want to save this backer board too. Okay, so my little ceramic tile is all clean, and I just want to play around with some different ways that I want to place this. I don't think I want that particular bee to be right in the middle. I kind of want it to be a little bit off-centered, I think. The great thing about these stencils is you can pick them up and move them if you don't like where you have it. I think I like the way that looks. Have you ever used any of these Maker Studio stencils? Let me know down in the comments below. Do you have a favorite stencil that you use over and over and over again? I've got several. And don't forget, y'all, if you want to win one of these stencils for yourself, just drop 3 of your friends' names down in the comments below. Tag them and tell them they really should be joining us for this live because we are just having a blast. Okay, so once you get your stencil on, you want to take your fingers and you just want to burnish in that stencil. You want to make sure that you don't have any air bubbles or anything in your stencil. It needs to be really, really stuck well. My tile, like I said before, it's not a smooth glaze. It's sort of a rough texture. So I need to make sure that it's really pressed down into all of those little cracks and crevices. I don't want any of my paint bleeding. Okay, how easy was that? So now I just want to take my foam dome brush and when you're using your foam dome brush, you don't want to have it loaded down. You kind of want to offload some of it. It's better to me if you do it in like lighter layers instead of trying to go in heavy because I don't want it to bleed through. If you're working on a smooth surface, it's not going to, but this, like I said before, is a little bit textured. Once this dries, I'm going to go back in. I'm going to add in some gold leaf on my bee just to kind of make that pop. These would make really pretty Christmas presents. There's so many different stencils that you can use for this. And also think, if you're giving these as gifts, think of the different tiles that you could use. It would be pretty to use like a slate tile and to use a white ceramic paint. You could even personalize it with some of the alphabet stencils and put a monogram on it. I think that would be really pretty. The sky is the limit. So we're just going to keep doing this until we go all over our stencil. You do want to work a little bit fast while you're doing this. And if you have a really big stencil, if you have a really big towel, you might want to go ahead and pull up some of this so that your paint doesn't dry in your stencil. And you could tape off some of this if you just wanted to have like one bee in the center. You could definitely do that too if you didn't want to cover your whole tile. Before I do my gold leaf, I do want to make sure that my black paint is completely and totally dry, because if it's not, my gold leaf is going to stick to my black paint, and I don't want that. Okay, I'm just going to go really quickly over everything and just make sure I've got it all covered. I get so excited when I have to take this off. Okay, moment of truth. Look how pretty. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Can you see how, let me lay this down. I'm going to pick this up so you can see. See how using the foam brush got down into all of those little nooks and crannies. If you've got a smooth towel, you can definitely use your squeegees here, but if you're working on a rough surface, that foam dome brush is definitely the way to go. So I'm going to take my blow dryer a hold of this in just a few minutes, but I want to go ahead and wash this off before my paint dries. So give me just a second to wash this off and I'll be back. Okay, so I got my stencil all washed out and I'm going to turn it upside down so that it can dry. You want to make sure that your sticky side is turned up and you want to lay it flat. When it gets dry, we're going to put it back on that white backer board and we're going to put it back into the package. So I'm going to take my blow dryer now, see if we can speed up this drying process. Normally you want to make sure that you wait at least 24 hours before you gold leaf over the top of this, but obviously I don't have 24 hours, so I'm going to speed it up with my blow dryer. Okay, so I'm really hoping that this is dry enough. We're gonna say a little prayer and hope that it is. Okay, so next we're gonna take our Maker Studio artist brush and I'm gonna use my gilding size and I'm gonna paint my gilding size on first. It's almost time. Let it dry just another second and then I'll pick this up so you can see what I mean by coming to tack. When it's ready, your ring finger will actually stick to the sizing. Can you see that? See how my finger's actually pulling? If it pulls like that, that means it's time to gold leaf. So I'll just take a little tiny piece of this scrap here. We're going to lay it over. The gold leaf will only stick to what we have our gilding size on. So if you overlap some pieces, it's not going to matter. Next I'm going to take just a paintbrush and sort of flick off what we don't use. Again, our gold leaf is only going to stick to the sizing. Unless your paint's not dry. And in that case, it might stick to that. Just take your stiff bristle brush and don't be afraid to sort of get in there, especially if your paint may not have had time to dry yet. Normally this would come right off because your paint would be totally dry, but since mine is obviously not dry completely, then it did stick a little bit, but that's okay. I'm going to show you a way that you can touch that up. So all is not lost. So again, obviously my paint was not as dry as I wanted it to be. So I'm just going to take a little bit more of my black paint and I'm going to see if I can salvage this for you. I'm just going to go and paint some of my ceramic paint over that gold leaf. The fun thing about crafting is you can always fix it. But you won't have this problem because you are going to wait the appropriate amount of time before you put your gold leaf on, right? There we go. See, we fixed it. Okay, isn't that pretty? Now, you could also take your gold leaf and go around the outside like I did with the coasters that I made the other day. This is a set of coasters that I made and I gold leaf the edge. I think that would be really pretty. But for now, I just want to do this little part on the bee. I think that is kind of my focal point at the moment. Maybe once my paint dries overnight and I know that it's not going to stick to anything else, I might go back in and maybe do the little wings and his little back here. Isn't that pretty? I just know my friend is absolutely going to love it. Now, the fun thing is, because this is a no-bake ceramic paint, there's nothing to seal. You don't have to bake it. All you need to do is to let it dry those 24 hours and your gift is ready to give. It would also be really pretty to make a matching gift bag with the stencil. You could use some of the chalk paints on that, or you could use the gel art inks on a gift bag. That would make a super pretty coordinating gift bag to go with your gift. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below what you plan on doing with this bee stencil. It's called Summer Bee by a Maker Studio. I would love to know what your thoughts are. What do you think about my little ceramic tile here? I'm not sure if my friend's going to use it for decoration or if she will actually use it as a spoon rest or a hot plate or what. I'm anxious to give it to her and see what she's going to do. I know she's going to love it either way. What do y'all think? I think she will. That does it for today's video, y'all. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments below what you're going to do with your Summer Bee stencil. Y'all, it is so pretty. And remember, if you want the chance to win this for yourself, just drop 3 of your friends' names down in the comments below, and Amy is going to choose one lucky winner to win this stencil for free. So that's it. Until next time, happy DIYing, y'all.